Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more.
Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, we are going to be speaking about Flo Milli, okay? Flo Milli just did an interview with Carisha where she kind of was talking about colorism, and I made a video long time ago, probably like when I first started my channel, about Flo Milli and colorism, so I found that very interesting, so we're going to talk about it a little bit. If you're interested in her, female rap, pop, conspiracy theories, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I feel like getting into for real, go on ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay, so we all know Flo or whatever. I haven't talked about this. I don't think I made a video on it, but Flo Milli actually was pregnant. Or is pregnant, not was. Pretty sure she still is pregnant. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to her. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh my gosh, Flo's having a baby. I'm like, I just couldn't picture her with a baby. Like I just was like, wow, okay. And there was a lot of discourse about that because she was having a baby. We don't know who the baby father is, and she's unmarried as far as we know. So there was a whole lot of discourse around Flo. I think on like Twitter and Instagram about the fact that, oh my gosh, Flo Milli, you're a beautiful young black woman. Like, why do these beautiful young black women keep getting pregnant and being unmarried? And I think she even responded to like a few tweets about it where people were like, oh, when are we gonna break this chain, break this cycle? Now, I don't think it's a bad conversation to have within the community because, black women statistically are the most unwed out of like all the statistic of like women like who are married, and you know what I'm saying? Like we're the least married. I'm pretty sure statistically out of everybody. So I think the community is just tired of seeing like, I guess, black women be have children and not be married. But again, at the end of the day, it's like their decision. I'm so big on do you. Like there might be things that I wouldn't personally do. There might be things that like I don't like, or just anything when it comes to life, just decisions in general that I wouldn't make personally. But I mean, it's just like we can't control what people are going to do at the end of the day. We would like to hope that for certain things, we'd like to hope that maybe black women would get married and do that. We'd like to hope that they wouldn't date or marry men who are going to give them babies and then leave them, or are toxic or abusive, or whatever it might be. We'd like to hope all of these things, but at the end of the day, they're individuals who are going to make their own decisions. So I'm just like, if she wants to do that, I hope the guy is a great guy. I hope he's there for her and that child at the end of the day, and that's that, because the decision she's gonna make. Right. A lot of people were also equating it to Halle Bailey and then also Sky Jackson, and kind of putting them all in a group like, oh my gosh, can we stop doing this? Can we stop doing the Halle Bailey thing? Can we stop doing the Sky Jackson thing and the Flo Milli thing? Like they're like, we're tired of seeing it, which is reasonable. I'm not gonna like, for the people who feel that way, I totally agree. Like reasonable, justifiable. For me, for personally though, I let everybody do them, and I hope that it turns out great for you, even if I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? But in this video particularly, the conversation wasn't necessarily about her being pregnant and all the drama going on with that. It was her addressing the colorism comments that people had made in regards to Flo Milli years ago. People, there was like a viral post, I'm pretty sure. I made a video about it a long time ago, like I said, so I don't fully remember, but it was like a viral post that people were saying Flo Milli should be farther along in her career. She's extremely talented. She's different. She's versatile. She has a unique sound. Nobody sounds like Flo Milli, which is absolutely true. When Flo Milli first broke out, she didn't sound like nobody. Nobody. She was just her. She's very unique. You know what I mean? And so people were like, she should be so much farther along. And the reason why she's not is because of colorism, because there were other girls at the time. I forget who are they using to compare, but there were other girls at the time who were perceived as less talented than Flo, but they were lighter skinned and or mixed, who were getting a platform above Flo Milli. And people felt like Flo Milli should be way more recognized than what she is, right? Which absolutely agree. And Flo Milli now is in a position where way more people know who she is now than back then. And so everybody was saying colorism, and Flo Milli, I think she came out to basically be like, I don't even know, what you guys are talking about with that. Like she didn't want to address colorism being a factor of anything having to do with her position in the music industry, which colorism most definitely does play a part. It plays like a um invisible part in the background of the industry that's not really talked about as much. But in her interview with Carisha, she ended up speaking about it, and she ended up speaking about how the whole thing made her feel at the time. So I'm going to play the audio of it because the video might be copywritten, but I'm going to clip the audio in here.
How do you feel when people say that you're underrated because you're dark skinned?
I feel like it's kind of like it's different for me to digest because I feel like I made it so far, and like coming from where I come from, like that where I am now is an accomplishment. So it was kind of like triggering a little bit to kind of get on the internet and be ridiculed for that, and also like the whole like colorism thing was crazy because it's like I didn't really know. Like, of course, I knew what it was subconsciously because, we always hear it in music growing up and stuff. But like when I was 18, I actually like looked it up. Like, what is this? Because my mom, she's actually light skinned, and she never like ever treated me different from my sister or anything. So I didn't really grow up like being ridiculed.
Right.
Unless I was at school. I'm not gonna lie, at school definitely dealt with that. But like at home, like my mom loved me the same. So it was just like different once I got famous to like hear that and see that on the internet. It was definitely eye opening for sure. But I think it's just like kind of brought down from slavery. That's my opinion. They made us think our skin color was an issue, and that kind of taught our people to make it an issue.
Yeah.
That's just what I think.
Yeah.
And then like we didn't even understand it for real. We were
Right.
kids, and people like making little jokes and stuff, and they don't even understand. Like we all went through this at one point. So
Definitely did. We all went through that. And I think it just be people projecting. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have done a lot and I see you everywhere. You are so successful. So how can you say that, like, I'm not supposed to be where I'm supposed to be? Like,
right. It's
you ain't
crazy.
even where I'm at.
Right.
So how
That's
you
what I'm saying. Literally, and that's why I was like, damn, is it just a thing? Like y'all like making it a thing? Like it was interesting to go through, but
Are you single?
no.
You off the market?
Off the market, baby. No buying. Sorry.
You love Haitians? Who's the
I knew it was coming.
Who's the Zoe? We want to know.
So that was Flo Milli. She brought up a lot of good points, and she talked about a lot of real stuff. The bullying, especially in school, that's where it happens the worst for a lot of us. That's where it scars a lot of us. Being bullied in school, and it's by our own people though. It's by our own people when it comes to skin color or how you look or if you're different. You're gonna get bullied by your own people first. I was bullied mostly by my own people, not by other people, like of other races and stuff like that. But I'm so glad for Flo Milli that at home, her mom and her family, nobody treated her different, and she was loved properly and brought up and given that esteem. And look where she is now and how she feels about herself. She's great. She's doing great. And I'm so glad for that. Also, what she touched on about the slavery part, huge. It's passed down. It's literally a mentality that's passed down, and the kids who are doing it and the people who are have this inner self-hatred towards dark skin don't even realize where it's coming from. They don't even realize that it's being passed down, this mentality of, oh, you're ugly, being dark is ugly, being this and that, and having all these nicknames. It's passed down from generations, and it started from the people who enslaved us and told us that our skin color was literally a plague and that we're not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like it's everything that we do as a culture is literally coming from generations of trauma. Literally, and we have to work to undo that. Colorism, the mistreatment of black women in general by black men in some cases. So many different things. It has to be work to be undone because we have a lot as a community that it needs to get fixed. And I appreciate how she also mentioned that she didn't really want to speak about it because it was triggering. I always knew that Flo Milli knew what it was. You can't be a dark skinned black woman in any space and not recognize racism as a thing and colorism as a thing. They know it, whether it's subconscious or whether they know what the word is, like she said. I always knew that Flo Milli knew what it was and that it did affect her in some way. But it's totally understandable how she's not probably wanting to speak about it and didn't want to speak about it all the way up until now because it's a triggering topic. Imagine being bullied for it as a child. Imagine subconsciously knowing that it affects you, but you're not in a place where you're even ready to address that. It's traumatic. It's traumatic. Like it's not something that you just openly want to talk about. So if she was on the defense, you know, in the beginning because of it, that's totally understandable in my opinion. But I love, love, love Flo Milli so much, and I wish the best for her in her career. All of my like darker skin, I mean, all black women, period. But you know, all of my darker skin women, Flo Milli, JT, Dochi, I want to see them get the farthest because the industry holds back these women because of likability and desirability politics, even within our own culture, not even just with like white people or the general public and stuff like that. Within our own culture, they're held back in desirability politics because what most of us like to see is lighter skinned to mixed or, you know, racially ambiguous people. That's what we prefer to see. That's what black men prefer to see, a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So they're not over here, and we're not over here gawking at like the darker skinned girls or praising them or putting them on to pedestals and uplifting them and overpraising them and you know, giving them everything that they need and more. We're not doing that. We're putting girls like Ice Spice on the pedestal of desirability, and she's not right now because she's fallen off. But you know, in the beginning of her career, things like that, all you would hear a dude talking about is Ice Spice in and outside of the community. So it just shows where it's like, okay, that is where the desirability politics lie. So that's what we're going to push, not the other girls who are darker, who are way more talented. So that's something within the community that we have to fix. But you guys let me know what you thought of the interview, if you watched the full interview between her and Carisha, and anything else in regards to Flo Milli in general. That's really it for this one. I love you, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.